here for, being productive. Remember, two things we can control, our attitudes and our actions. What type of actions am I taking on a daily basis? The one that wants to win doesn't care who gets the credit. The ego's not there. I don't care. My numbers will tell the story. Doesn't matter. You be right, I'll be rich. The guy that wants to be right, the guy that wants to win, tell him, you be right. Cool. I'll be rich. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to keep going out there, making sales, buying investment properties because I stacked up my commissions. Making sales, get another door. Making sales, get another door. And then in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, guess what? You don't have to be on the field grinding it out like you were in the beginning. Because you got a bunch of buyers. You got a big database. You got rental income. Does that make sense? But that'll never happen if you're not willing to pay the price right now, which is put your comfort shoes on, go out there, hit the field, and knock on these doors. Or whatever it is that you're doing for prospecting. On the weekend, I know that it's more comfortable on Saturday morning to sleep in versus get up early, get your signs, go do an open house. You don't have a listing, somebody else has a listing. Ask them if you could do an open house at their house. That's the differentiator. Does that make sense? There's no excuses, right? Let's go to the next one. And then number 4, click it one more time, please. Number 4 is apathy. Life gets in the way. People lose their dreams, okay? They lose their dreams and their focus because of things they have no control over, right? How do you get rid of apathy? You surround yourself with champions with goals and dreams and just show up. Let's go to the next slide, please. One more time. Okay. Click it 2 more times. You will feel like quitting, and that's all the grace have felt that way, and it's okay. We talked about that. There will be days that you feel like quitting. Here's the deal. There's 4 more months left in the end of the year. Are you going to finish strong? Are you going to finish average? Are you going to finish weak? Here, watch this. How many weeks are there in a year? 52. I don't have 52 weeks in a year. I have 52 strongs. I don't even call them weeks. Everything I do is going to be strong. I go hard bell to bell. But you know why? Because I identify myself as that person. We got 52 strongs in 2021. And we had 52 strongs in 2020. If you slacked off, right now you can pick it back up. It's a decision that it takes. We're in the final stretch. 4 more months. Build momentum. How many people want to have an incredible Christmas? By a show of hands. Your check is 90 days away. 90 days away. It's what you do right now. You put it on overdrive. Here's what I recommend between now. You want to have a great Christmas? Here's what I recommend. Write this down. 90-day blitz. I recommend you go on a 90-day blitz. Hashtag AOMA. All out massive action. And if you want to go on the 90-day blitz, don't sign up for the 90-day blitz if you're not serious. Don't sign up for the 90-day blitz. I'm going to tell you what the 90-day blitz is. Don't sign up for it if you're not serious. But if you are serious, I'm going to tell you what it is. After I tell you what it is, go on your social media and type, I'm going on a 90-day blitz starting today. Okay? Here's a 90-day blitz. 90-day blitz is when you take your best efforts in your career ever and you double them. Doesn't necessarily mean you double your hours, because if you're working 8 hours a day, it's hard to do 16. Does that make sense? But a lot of times people, they say, I work 8 hours in a day, but really they had 2 hours of productivity and 6 hours of bullshitting. Does that make sense? You're either a go-hitter or you're a bullshitter. The 90-day blitz is for 90 days. You talk to your significant other. You say, honey, for the next 90 days, I'm going to go all out massive action. I'm going to work 6 days a week. You got another job, no problem. You work your job, you get out. Here's the deal. This is your fortune. Write this down. Real estate is my fortune. You work full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune if you're part-time. You work 9 to 5 on your job and you work 5 to 9 on your fortune. You go on this 90-day all-out massive blitz, right? If you're full-time, okay, I used to knock on 100 doors a week. I'm going to knock on 200 doors a week. I used to knock on 150 doors a week. I'm going to knock on 300 doors a week. I used to do an open house every other Saturday. Now I'm going to do an open house every Saturday. I recommend rest 1 day. God created this world in 6 days, rest on the 7th day. I follow that philosophy. But you can go hard for 6 days straight. That's my recommendation, right? I'll be honest, when I was younger and I went on this 90-day bliss and I learned about it, I went 7 days a week for 3 weeks. Then I got sick because I worked so hard. I was obsessed. You want to become obsessed with your business, but you have a conversation with your significant other. You say, honey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for 90 days all on massive action to build momentum. I'm going to knock on more doors, make more phone calls. I'm going to be focused. I'm going to have my blinders on. If you're here, you don't want to be rude to the next person. If they want to start a lot of chat, let them know. They'll know. Hey, I'm on my 90-day blitz. I got too much to do. Let's talk later on. They'll know. Does that make sense? You go on the 90-day blitz from now on, but identify, what does that mean? How many phone calls are you going to make? How many open houses are you going to do monthly? How many doors are you going to knock? Whatever it is that you do to prospect. Do you got to call a title rep to get a new list of people? And if you are, what cities are you getting? Right? How many phone calls are you going to make? Here's another thing you do with the 90-day blitz. You get a workout partner. Write that down. Just like at the gym. When you get a workout partner at the gym, the workout partner keeps you accountable. They push you harder than you push yourself, right? So here's what happens. You get a workout partner that is on the 90-day blitz preferably. But if they're not, at least them to keep you accountable, and you tell them, bro, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 50 phone calls a day, right? On Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, for example, I'm going to go and knock doors from 4 to 7. And my goal is to knock on this many doors in that time. These are the cities. And every Saturday, I'm going to do an open house from this time to this time. Whatever the case is. You let them know. Ideally, somebody that's going on the 90-day blitz, somebody that's going on a 90-day blitz, and you keep each other accountable. And you go. If you do that, and you go 90 days hard, in sales, your check is 90 days away, man. It's 90 days away. And guess what? Christmas is more than 90 days away. So if you do this, you're finishing off the year strong. You're going to have a great Christmas. Then you're entering 2021 with momentum. Most salespeople enter the new year looking to create momentum. Does that make sense? Yes. Because let's face it, around Thanksgiving and around Christmas, people's mindsets are somewhere else. You're going to be kicking yourself in the ass if you don't build momentum between now and then. Build momentum between now and then. When other people's business are slowing down, you're closing escrows. Does that make sense? Let's go to the next slide. That's a 90-day blitz. So if you want it, check this out. I'm a part of a dealer, solar company, right? Where there's a bunch of dealers. There's over 5,000 salespeople in this company, right? I went on Saturday while I was door knocking. I wrote, mark my words, by the end of the month, I will be in the top 20 in this company. Okay? And I'm a rookie compared to the guys there. Right? I started in the solar business early this year, right? And I said, I will finish in the top 20, and in 6 months, I will be number 1 in the entire company. I'm putting everybody in this company on notice. And think about it, that takes guts, doesn't it? I'm either going to hit it and look like a champion, or I'm going to look like a dumbass. But you know why? Why I know? Because I know my work ethic. I know what it takes to make it happen. And if here's the deal, I don't look at failure as a negative thing. Now, failure would be a negative thing. If I fail because I was lazy, then that's a bad thing. But if I fail knowing I failed, but I gave it everything I got, I'm proud. It's all good. Does that make sense? Here's my philosophy on that. I have a 6-year-old son, my wife and I. We have a 6-year-old son. That boy did not ask to come to this world. Your kids didn't say, hey, mommy, hey, daddy, bring me into this world. No, you brought them. Can we agree? Should you provide an incredible life for them? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Anything else is selfish. I'm not going to be selfish. I brought that boy into this world. You know what? I'm going to make it happen. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with anybody? Yeah. Yes. How many people here are excited? Some of you guys got to tell your face you're excited. Your face doesn't know it. Right? Because, see, here's the deal. These are my opinions. You don't have to agree with my opinions. I'm simply giving you some value that has helped a lot of people. That has helped me and my family tremendously. And it's continuing to do so. Let's go to the next slide, please. So, one more time. Here, let's start with the bulletproof mindset. Decide exactly what you want to achieve. We talked about that with your why. Decide exactly what you want. Identify the price that you must pay, that must be paid. So now that you know, here's what I want to achieve. Here's how much income I want to do. Here's how many listings. Here's how many buyers, blah, 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 blah. Decide exactly what you want. Next thing you do is you identify what price you must pay. So, for example, for me, I used to play poker with my buddies very often, many, many years ago. Like every week, we played a couple times a week. I wrote down to give up playing poker. I used to spend too much time with my girlfriend at the time. I wrote that down. Spend less time with girlfriend, right? I wrote down what price must be paid. And then guess what? I got busy paying the price. I started doing the 90-day blitz. And the 90-day blitz, if done right, let's go to the next slide. The 90-day blitz, if done right, can do some incredible things, okay? So how do we go to the next level? You lie, cheat, and steal. Okay, let's go to the next level. I'm going to elaborate on this. Number one is you lie awake at night thinking of your 90-day blitz. You lie awake at night thinking of your goals. You lie awake at night obsessed of what you got to do the next day. You should get to the point where it's hard to go to sleep because your mind won't shut off. Does that make sense? Trust me, man. That's a real thing. I have to pray to God, literally, to please let my mind go to sleep. You know why? Because I got so much action. I got so many buyers. I got so many interested people. I got so many things to do. I'm excited. It's like 2 a.m. and I can't sleep because my mind is going. I literally pray to God. Please help me go to sleep, Father. Because I can't go to sleep. Because I'm so excited. But see, that's a learned skill. The next one is, so you lie awake at night. The next one is, you got to cheat some time away from non-productive activities. You also got to cheat some time away sometimes from some of your loved ones. Maybe your spouse. Maybe some family events. Right? If I got, for example, if I had an open house to do from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., for example, right? Whatever the times are, right? And I got somebody that's having a baby shower. My wife says that so-and-so's having a baby shower from 12 to whatever, 5. Well, I'll be there after 3. But I made a commitment that this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get it done. Now, you could go ahead, baby. But you know I'm on my 90-day blitz. This is what got to get done, and it's got to get done, and that's it. Does that make sense? It's a wrap. No. If it's, would I make an exception for my son's birthday? Of course. Maybe I'll go from 10 to 12. 10 to 1. Right? But I'll make it there. But that's just me. Right? So you want to cheat some time away from non-productive activities. And then the next one is steal. You want to steal every good idea. Steal every good training. Steal every good advice. Go ask the people that are making it happen in your office, in your industry. Right? Here's the deal. If I was new to real estate in this office, you know what I would do? I would offer that man right there to go to lunch. To offer to buy him lunch. Buy him lunch to pick his brain. To tell me, what am I doing wrong and what can I do better? That is a mindset of a champion. That's if Michael Jordan was in real estate, that's what Michael Jordan would do. He would say, hey man, I'm working my ass off. But here's what I'm doing. Can you tell me what I can fix? What I can adjust? Let me buy you lunch. But I'm busy. You got to eat though. So when you eat, I'll catch you there. That's what I would say to my mentors. Well, this is going on. It'd be hard for my wife to find, but I remember one time I wanted to ask a girl out. Hey man, we should hang out. Oh, I'm busy. Blah blah blah. You got to eat though, right? Why don't we just have lunch together? You got to eat. Why don't we have some lunch together? And she laughed. I said, hey man, whatever way I can make it happen, you got to eat. How about lunch is on me? How about I happen to be at the restaurant that you're at, and I asked to join your table? I got the date. The point is, you got to be relentless. Does that make sense? Write this down. Act as if. Act as if you are already that balling real estate agent that is a boss, that's got listings, that's got buyers. You got buyers agents. You got 1 or 2 or 3 buyers agents. I can't handle my buyers here. I'm going to pay you a smaller commission, but I'm giving you my buyers. I got to focus on my sellers. Then eventually you got listing agents. You're so busy, too many listings. But here's the deal. You'll never live a life beyond your wildest expectations until you first have some wild expectations. Les Brown says, it isn't that people aim too high and miss. is that they aim too low and hit. Most people's goals, they're like, oh, I want to make $100,000 a year, but that's really what they need to live a comfortable life. You know what it should be? It should be 150, 200,000, 250,000 if that's the case. Aim for the stars, land on the moon. Aim higher. Go on that 90-day blitz. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Click it a few times. Because there you go. Here's the way it works. You first go in anything, in real estate and in anything you do, you first go from unconscious incompetence. That's what you don't know what you don't know. Then you go to conscious incompetence. That's when you realize, oh my God, now I know exactly how much I don't know. Now I know exactly how much I need to learn. Does that make sense? For example, basic things like in a negotiation, a new salesperson in a negotiation will make the first offer. The basics, for example, one of the things I didn't know many years ago was in a negotiation, you never make the first offer. If I'm negotiating to get this office from Edwin, right? Let's say he wanted to move to a bigger building and I want to get it. I'm not going to say, well, I'll give you this much for it. I'll pay you this much. Let's say, he was the one leasing it, right? How much do you want for it, right? That was one of the lessons that I learned, and I knew I was an unconscious incompetence. And when I learned this, I realized, oh, that's right. Don't make the first offer. That's the conscious incompetence. Then you get to conscious competence. That's where you know how to do the thing, but you got to think about it, right? Like sales in general, right? I used to knock on doors and people say, oh, yeah, thank you, but, oh, okay, good, see you later. Go to the next one. Instead, oh, you know what? Yeah, we thought about it, but not right now. Thank you. Hey, no problem. But why? Were you guys thinking of buying or selling or something like that? Just so you know, there's these programs, So now I know to throw that extra thing in there because a lot of times when people say no, they're not really saying no. They're saying not right now. Right? They just need a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a motivation. Does that make sense? So these are things that you acquire with experience, right? And then you got the unconscious competence. That's where you know how to do the thing and you don't even think about it. Right? Like ladies, the way you do your makeup right now is not the way you did your makeup when you were a teenager. Can we agree? Right. Obviously, you've gotten to the unconscious competence level with that. Did you know that you could get to the unconscious competence level with making money? Ain't that cool? Yeah. You could get to the unconscious competence level with being confident, with listing presentations, with prospecting. But here's the deal. You decided that you wanted to look very pretty, to know how to do your makeup, right? That was a decision. That was not a choice. That was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this right. How long do you give a baby to walk? You just had a baby. How much time do you give that baby to walk?
8 months.
What about if after 8 months he's not walking? Do you say, hey, you know what? I don't think this walking thing's for you, son. No. Here's what you do. You give them until. You know what you give this business? Until. Quitting is not an option. Here's what you got to declare it. I'm going to be in the real estate business for the rest of my life. This is what I'm going to build wealth with. Have other people built wealth with this business? Are other people building wealth? So why not you? Do they not breathe the same air that you breathe? Can they talk the way you can? Can they work? Absolutely. But here's the deal though. Most people treat it like, oh, I only got a certain amount of time. No. You can make it happen. I've seen, and I'm sure Edwin has seen, and you guys have probably seen, the most unlikely people achieve success, whether this business or other businesses. Right? You ever see somebody where you're like, how in the world is so-and-so making so much money? And you don't even think that they're that sharp. I've seen that a lot of times. What that is proof. If they can do it, I can do it. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. And sorry, bro. Next time, I'll make sure to have a clicker, bro. So here's the way the motivation pyramid works. 27% of people are not motivated. Okay, 60% can be motivated, meaning they're motivatable. This is a very important slide. 10% are motivated and 3% are motivators. So check this out. 27% of people, they're the negative dream stealers. They don't have goals in life. They're just going through life here and there. 60% of people, which is a majority, are motivatable. They'll listen to something like this. They'll be like, oh, I'm going to make it happen. It's my time. It's my year. I'm going to go on the 90-day blitz. But they'll do it for a day or two or three. Then they'll drop out. Why? Because they are a product of their environment. Can we agree that the majority of the people out there are not champions? They're not championing up. The majority of the people out there, they're not going bell to bell. They're not making no excuses. Most people out there are victims. 3 attributes of a victim: blame, complain, and justify. A victim doesn't have success in their results. They blame other people. They blame the brokers. They blame other people in the office. They say there's not enough training. They blame the economy. They blame traffic. But here's the deal. The economy is the same for you and me, and for him, and for her. The traffic is the same. The problem is you, dude. They blame everything. They complain. You guys ever hear these neg bags? Neg meaning negative. You guys ever meet people that just complain about everything? It's annoying, isn't it? Don't complain. Warrior up. Right? And then they justify. Money isn't everything anyways. Money's a root of all evil. No, the good book doesn't say money's a root of all evil. The good book says that the love of money is a root of all evil. See, I don't love money in and of itself. I don't love money in and of itself. You know what I like to do with my money, personally? 10% I sent to my church. Now, if I was broke, busted, and disgusted, could I send that money? No. Absolutely not. Right? Thousands of dollars I've sent. Thousands. I don't mind. Because a good book, this is my philosophy, says that 10% of my money is not my money, it's God's money. And it goes to the ministry. I like making money for that reason. And for the fact that I love having my son in a private Christian school that costs $800, $900 a month. Does that make sense? I don't love money, but I do love to take care of my family. I know that I'm not doing it for bad reasons. But I also know that just winning feels good, doesn't it? Doesn't winning feel good? When you close a deal, doesn't that feel good? Shouldn't you want to feel that all the time? Vince Lombardi said winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. Losing is a habit too. So a champion takes 100% responsibility for his results, good or bad. His or her results. Write that down. A champion takes 100% responsibilities for his results or her results. You don't have as many deals in escrow. You don't have that many buyers. You don't have that many listings. Great. Let me show you where the problem is. Walk with me. Let's go to the nearest mirror. You found your problem. Let me show you the solution. Walk with me. Let's walk to the nearest mirror. And there's your solution. Ain't that great? You identified the problem. Because what we have right now is a residual of the things that we've done. It's nobody else's fault. It's our fault, or the reason we are where we're at is because of us. So 10% are motivated. These are the people, they don't need you to motivate them. They're motivated. They're going to go work hard. They're going to do what has to get done. They're going to take notes. They're going to get the training. They're going to get better. And then 3%ers are the motivators. These are the people that make $250,000 a year and beyond, no matter what, on autopilot. Not only are they motivated, but they inspire others and they motivate others to go out there and make it happen. So the question is, where do you want to be on that bracket?
Motivator.
Motivator? Mm-hmm. 2 people want to be motivators. Great. Everybody else? Okay. So guess what? What we want to do is we want to focus on going from wherever you're at. Everybody's in different places. Nobody here's a 27%er, I don't think. More than likely you're not. Because you wouldn't even be here if you were a 27%. But the statistics show that 60% are that the majority are in the motivatable 60% bracket. If that's where you are, where you're like a roller coaster with your motivations, what you've got to do is you've got to go to the 10% bracket where you're not a roller coaster. You're going until what? Until I win. Until this works out. I'm going until. Doubt enters your mind, discard it. Replace it with something positive and keep going. Let's go to the next slide. How much time do I have, Edwin?
10 minutes.
Okay, go. We already went through that, so just click it. Let's skip a few slides because we already did those. I basically explained them in that one. Okay. We did that. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. So check this out. There's 3 types of people. One of them that makes it that makes things happen. The other one that watches things happen, and the other person wonders, what the heck just happened? Yeah. Here's one of the things that happens in sales all the time. In sales all the time, let's go to the next slide, please. In sales all the time, you'll see two people start at the same time. 2 years later, one of them is drastically gone. Successful. The other one stayed right there. Stayed right there. Why? Because, write this down, time will either promote you or expose you. So here's the deal. My philosophy is when they were partying, I was working. When they were soaking up the sun, I was soaking up ideas. When they were slacking off, I was focused. Click it again. When they were making love, so was I. I was doing that. That's my son. All right. Handsome son of a gun, huh? Click it again. And that's me and my wife in the back. You can barely see us. Let's go. Next slide. There's one slide. Yeah, click it. Check this out. I'm going to finish off with this slide. Okay? If A equals 1 and B equals 2 and Z equals 26 and so on and so forth, right? So every letter has a number. Click it one time. Then the word knowledge, when you add up everything, it equals 96. Pretty good. Is knowledge important in your business? Absolutely. Should be knowledgeable. You show me a property and I'm your buyer, you better be knowledgeable of that property. Or you want to sell my house, you better be knowledgeable. So guess what? You got to get the training in. But you know where you also get the training? When you're in the field. That's when you get the best training. Okay? Click it one more time. Hard work is important, right? It equals 98. And I can attest to this. Hard work is more important than knowledge. Hard work is more important because if you put in the hard work, you'll work, prospect, and you'll study to gain the knowledge. But check this out. Click it one time. Both of them fall short of 100. Click it one more time. However, attitude equals 100. Isn't that interesting? Add it up. Take a picture of it. Your attitude will determine your altitude. Your attitude about your business, about your office, about your career, about where you're at, will determine how hard you get. More important than knowledge and hard work. Don't get me wrong. Those are important. You need them all. But if somebody is brand new, you give me a brand new person that has no knowledge but has a right attitude, the right attitude will get them to work hard. The right attitude will get them, and the hard work will get the knowledge. The attitude will get the knowledge. The hard work and the attitude will get the knowledge. Because here's how it works. But how do you develop that attitude? It starts with your philosophies. I'm so big on philosophies, man. Watch. It goes like this. Write this down. This is probably the most important part. Write down the word philosophies. And then write an arrow that leads to attitude. Another arrow from attitude that leads to actions. And then from actions, another arrow that leads to results. And then from results, another arrow that leads to lifestyle. If your philosophies are wrong, watch, click it one more time so I can show some of the philosophies. Watch. Skip it, skip it. If your philosophies are wrong, right? If the philosophies are wrong, negative, the attitude will be negative, right? So check this out. Okay? And let's click it a few times. We're going to get to the philosophies and experience just so I can finish this last one up. So watch. If you got the positive philosophy, let me give you guys some examples. There it is. Okay? So next slide is where it's at, right? So that's what I told you guys to write down. So let me give you some examples of a couple of philosophies of a winner, right? Click it again. Let's get out of that slide here. Okay, here it is. Successful people philosophies. My comfort zone is my broke zone. That is a philosophy of a winner. That philosophy gets me to know I don't want to be comfortable, right? In order to succeed, I must double my rate of failure. We talked about that. That is a philosophy. It's not only a quote, it's a philosophy. I know that in order to be successful, I got to fail more than I failed in the past. Because that means I'm trying more. And if I'm trying more, I'm also getting better, right? You either win or you learn. There's no winning and losing. I don't lose. I win some and I learn some, right? The thing is that when I was newer, when I was younger and less experienced, when I would lose, I would dwell on that loss. I would question myself. Now I know, hey, listen, the biggest winners failed more than the biggest losers. That's a reality, right? Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Can we agree? Why does somebody have more listings and more escrows closed? Because they're doing more than what the other person that doesn't have it. They're willing to do what the others are not willing to do. The dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. Can we agree? In the dictionary, it's in alphabetical order. The word success comes before work, but in real life, the work comes first. You want to be successful, you got to put in the work, right? I get paid based on the size of the problems that I solve. Can we agree that you're going to have problems in this business? Yes. Yes. What type of problems are you going to have in this business? Name some. Cancellations. What else? Not everybody at the same time, please.
Other agents.
Huh? Other agents. What else? Bad credit. Yep. The point is, we get paid based on the size of the problems that we solve. You should be grateful for those problems you have. Here's why. If I were a bagger at the grocery store, and you came and shop, and you had some bread, you had some cans, right, canned food and whatnot. My job at the grocery store would be put the cans on the bottom and the bread on the top. I solved your problem, didn't I? Yeah, I don't want to put the bread first and put the cans on top and squish the bread, right? How much money did that little problem make me? Minimum wage. Does that make sense? Yeah. You fix your problems here. Do you make minimum wage? You make $1,000. $1,000. So be grateful for those problems. So whenever you come across these problems, stop feeling sorry for yourself if you do. I'm not saying you do, but if you do, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop getting so frustrated. And remember, I get paid based on the size of the problems that I fix. Right? Then as you get better and start closing more deals, you want to double your sales, here's what you do. Do more. If you're knocking on 100 doors a week, knock on 200. If you're knocking on 100 doors a week and you're making 10 grand a month, for example, just throwing a number out there. If you knock on 200 doors a week, you'll jump up to 20 grand a month. Does that make sense? So step number one is do more. And most people, 97% of salespeople can do more. Probably 99 can do more. Number two is get better. So now instead of knocking on 200 making 20, you can knock on 200 and make 25 or 30. Why? Because you're better. Your ratios are better. And then number three is scale. Eventually you get to the point where, hey man, I'm making 20 grand a month. At my job, I used to make $6,000 a month. I'm making a lot more money. I'm going to invest $2,000, $3,000 a month on hiring somebody to help me with solving these problems. Or to show properties. Hire somebody licensed to show properties for me, or whatever the case is, right? Now you can scale more. But here's the deal, though. You got to first make the money. You got to first have the evidence. Kick it one more time so we can show the negative philosophies. Here's some philosophies of unsuccessful people, and we're finishing up with this. I'd rather be happy than rich. Anybody ever heard that? I'd rather be happy than rich.
Yeah.
Who said you had to pick, man? I'd rather be happy and rich. I've been rich and I've been poor. And I like rich a whole lot more. Does that make sense? Can we agree?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody has problems. For sure, everybody has problems. But showing up to your problems in style is cool. Does that make sense? Thank God it's Friday. That's a broke person's philosophy. Unless you're closing a deal on Friday.